Hey, it's your girl, Allison Williams.
Hey, this is Devon Howard.
Hi, this is Beth.
Hi, this is Cindy Mizell.
Hi, this is Tony Walker.
Hey, what's good, y'all? This is Darian Dean.
Hey, everybody. This is the Queen of Philadelphia, Tangeray Hayward.
Hey, everybody. This is Yazira.
Hi, this is Mason.
Hey, everybody. This is Russell Taylor.
Hey, guys. What's up? This is Ness.
Hey, this is Kenny Allen.
What's up, everybody? This is Cecily.
Hey, this is Corey J.
Hey, this is your girl, Castella.
Hey, everybody. This is Rebecca G.
Hey, everyone. This is Hill Street Soul.
What's up, good people? This is bassist Hubert Hughes IV.
This is Melvin Lee Davis.
Yo, wait a second. This is Noel Gordon.
Hey, this is your girl, Lady Alma, and you're listening to my friend Troy Saunders on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome to another edition of the Bass Entertainment Podcast. Like Lady Alma says, it's your boy Troy, y'all. Yeah. Hey, I hope you loved last week's conversation with the one and only Stout. Good God Almighty, that girl can sing. I know you'll enjoy that one. And we had a good conversation. Hit me up. Let me know what you thought about it. Hit me up at Troy at bassentertainment.com. Hit me up on my email. Let me know. Or hit me up on one of my social medias. I like talking to people. So, drop me a line. Drop me a DM, okay? Well, we're going to get to the artists that we have on here today. Now, this brother has been coming back hard. I mean, everything that he's been putting out for the past couple of years, well, he started like about 2018 or so. But I'm really digging what he's putting out more recently. And it's, you can hear the growth in his music. Matter of fact, I'm going to go back to something that he did back in, 2021. It's called No Clouds. All right. And this is one of the songs I like off this album. It's called matter of fact, let me just tell you the man's name. I'm going on and on. And I ain't say the man's name. He is Will with the exclamation. Yes. This song is from his project, Will with the exclamation, and it's called No Clouds, y'all.
Everybody got something to say. People say a lot of things that they don't know about. Okay, so I've been known to get around. To be fair, some did it for clout. I made some mistakes out here, so you can relate out here. But we can be great out here, increase the birth rate out here. Don't let them tell you I'm toxic. Don't let them tell you be cautious. Cause we got a groove in the pocket. What we have is pure. Can you tell me why you been out here hiding? Let me love you like a diamond with no clouds. Baby, that's pure. Cartier, girl, you got the perfect timing. Let me love you like a diamond with no clouds. That's pure. Decisions, know you gotta make. So indulge me, only God can judge me. Been out here too long, a la carte. You and me, the perfect combo that's from the heart. I made some mistakes out here, so you can relate out here. But we can be great out here, every night the perfect date, I swear. Don't let them tell you I'm toxic. Don't let them tell you be cautious. Cause we got a groove in the pocket. What we have is pure. Can you tell me why you been out here hiding? Let me love you like a diamond with no clouds. Baby, that's pure. Cartier, girl, you got the perfect timing. Let me love you like a diamond with no clouds.
Yeah, that was feeling good. I gave you more than a minute and 30 seconds, y'all. I usually only give you a minute and 30 seconds, but when it's feeling good, sometimes I let the volume stay up a little bit longer, y'all. Yes. So without any further without further ado, let me introduce to you all Mr. Will with the exclamation, y'all.
Hey, what's going on, man? Thank you, Troy, for the amazing introduction, man. I really appreciate that, and thank you for having me on your show, man. I'm super excited to be here. It's been a long time. I don't think we've actually gotten a chance to really top it up. So I'm excited to get into it, man. So thank you once again for having me.
Hey, it's my pleasure. Like I said, the singles that you've been putting out lately, I'm like, good Lord, one after the other, all of them are just bad. Man,
thank you so much, man. I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it coming. I'm trying to make them hot. And
I hear the growth,
Thank you, brother. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. Every time we put something out, every time we put something together, it's just a microcosm of, just living more life and getting more knowledge and more experience. And that's always been the goal, man, to just drop stuff and for people to see the growth. So, man, thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate that.
Hey, my pleasure. Now, when I listen to this EP here, it sounds like some stuff you actually went through.
Indeed.
When you hear songs like Hoe Phase.
Oh yeah. Hey, I was yes, Hoe Phase. Can I talk about it?
Talk about it. We talking about it.
Yeah, Hoe Phase on this record, it literally came from, it's funny, I was talking to a good friend of mine and he was like, man, what's the next record? We did a couple of different records and he was like, what's the next record? And he was like, man, you need to talk about something that you've been going through. I said, okay, cool. And, and I went through, I think everybody can relate to that, or a lot of people can relate to that.
Right.
Going through a whole phase. And I definitely went through mine, after getting out of a relationship and then being completely single and completely, on my own in Atlanta for the first time. I was just going crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I wrote that song, just based off of that, man, because I started realizing after a while, like, it was kind of fruitless. You know what I mean? It just was a circular, it was just a cycle, man. I was just going in and out of that thing. So, I just felt the need to write about a Hoe Phase and the coming out of the Hoe Phase, you know what I'm saying? And that was the big, oh, okay, now I get it. If you just see the title, you're like, man, what is this?
Yeah. Well, the funny thing about it, it's so autobiographical, this EP, as far as I get the whole picture when I listen to it, because you go from the Hoe Phase and you always fall in like for the girls like this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Then you kind of coming out of it with no clouds. Like, all right, don't believe everything you heard because, I did go through my whole phase.
Yeah, man.
But now I'm ready. I'm tuned in on you.
Hey, man, listen. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is. It's like from GLT, going through the whole phase and then running into GLT is more so, coming out of a tumultuous relationship and then going back into the dating world and realizing, man, I got a type. Shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I got a type and I keep running into the same type of girl, always falling for girls, you know what I'm saying, like this. And it was just again, it was just a cycle. And it was like, the whole thing is about coming out of these cycles that I was falling into, just trying to come into myself, trying to understand who I was as a being a single man in Atlanta for the first time, like I said, and just exploring the music and gaining new experiences and meeting new people. It was just a combination of all those things. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man.
So how did you make your way to Atlanta, and where did you come from to get to Atlanta?
Oh man. Okay. So I was born in Jamaica, Queens.
Well, you right here.
Say again?
I was born in Brooklyn.
You was born in Brooklyn?
Yeah, but we lived in Hollis for years.
Okay, nice.
So you right there.
Man, and unfortunately, I don't know too much about Queens. I know a little bit. But that's where I was born.
Okay.
And we used to live off Liberty Avenue is all I
I know what Liberty Avenue is, yeah.
You know what I mean? And then, we moved when my parents divorced. We moved to Houston, Texas. Me and my mom's, my sister, we all moved to Houston, Texas. And so Houston, Texas is what raised me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's the city that raised me for sure. And
now that's a big jump. Why did your mother decide to leave from New York City to Houston? Of all places?
That's an interesting story. My grandparents had just moved. We all used to live in New York, all like right neighbors. Like all of us used to live in the same area. My aunt was my next door neighbor, you know what I mean? And then, you know, my grandparents lived like right around the corner. We were not too far from each other. So my grandparents, they decided to move. I forget why. I think he got a new job. Somebody got a job, something like that. They moved to Humble, Texas. So when my mom and my dad got divorced, the car that my mom was driving was my grandfather's. And he was like, yo, you got to bring me my car. You know? So we drove. My mom hopped in the car. She drove us down. She drove us down to Houston, Texas. And then we were only supposed to be there for 3 days. But excuse me, while we were there, somebody enticed my mom to, you know, go. My mom was a teacher. So they said, hey, you know, try to go for these couple of teacher interviews that I got and see where you land. And she went on 3. The first 2 didn't work out. The last one is the one that actually worked out. She ended up taking the job and we stayed, and the rest is history. We were just in Houston from ever since.
Wow. So did you wind up going to school where your mother was teaching?
Say it again?
Did you wind up going to school where your mother was teaching?
Of course.
So you couldn't even get away. You're like, I want to go to school over here. No, you want to go to school right here.
Yeah. For a little while. In elementary, we did. But when we went to middle school or high school, it was like, nah, we couldn't be at the same spot. You know what I'm saying? We had to get up out of there. And then she normally just taught elementary. She didn't like teaching the older kids.
Okay.
Oh, so she never advanced with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she was able to do all kinds of grades. Anyway, she was an educator.
All right.
Shout out to my mother.
Yeah, shout out, because that's a tough job. And thank you for your service.
Yeah, right. Indeed.
Because that's like being in war right there.
Indeed. Every year I used to have to turn her room around. She was like, come on, William, I need you to come and help me, you know, clean the room out and then school back in. Hey, come on, we got to put everything back. So every year it was constant. So, you know, we was all around the school vibes for a long time.
But since she still was in the education system of Houston, she probably still had contacts with the schools that you went to.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, we could go to whatever school we wanted to because my mom worked in the district. Okay. So in Texas, you know, you could only go to the school you zoned to. So, you know, for us, if your parent was in the district, you could go. You could just take your pick. As long as you could get there, you could go. So that was like the one advantage that we had. We could go to the school that we wanted to go to.
So the school that you decided to go to, was it music oriented, or did you always have that musicality going on?
So I always had a little bit of music with me. You know what I mean? I never was very early on. It was an influence, but it wasn't on me as much. I was a big athlete for a long time. And you know, I thought I was going down that route. And you know, typical athlete story, you know, you get hurt, you think that's what's going to, you know, be your breadwinner. And then I kind of realized like, okay, that's not happening. What do I got to do? You know? And then I just didn't really realize how to be a regular student, you know what I mean? So I got into extracurriculars, and it just so happened to be a gospel choir that I got into. And then starting to sing again, you know, and starting to refine the skill. A homeboy of mine named Chris Mitchell, he's a famous TikToker. He's a saxophone player. Mm-hmm. And we went to college together, and he was like, yo, come with me to the Red Cat, you know, on the weekend. Come with me to Sambuca on the weekend. And I go with him, and he'd be like, man, come sing. And I go sing, and then, you know, I'll be like, okay, they kind of like me, you know. You know what I'm saying? Let me go to the next nightclub, you know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, they kind of like me over here too. All right, let me go to the next nightclub. Okay, wait a minute. All right, maybe let me get back into this singing thing. Let me see how that goes. So that's kind of how that worked out. It was always a love, but it just never, you know, I just didn't think it was a possibility. Mm-hmm. And then eventually it became a possibility. You know, it slowly started to open up to me like, wait a minute, this is something I could do. And you went to college in Texas also? Yes, I went to Sam Houston State University. All right, eat 'em up cats. Yeah, a lot of famous social media heads went to school with me. I don't know what that's about. We social media, we took the social media real heavy, apparently. So I don't
apparently.
know. Not that I'm one of them, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, there's a couple of guys that I know for sure. I'm like, yo, this is interesting. So,
right?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Sam Houston State University.
Yo, wait a second. This is Noel Gordon, and you're listening to my man, Troy Saunders, on the Bass Entertainment Podcast, baby.
What was your major in college?
My major was actually marketing.
Mm.
Yeah, I went to school for marketing, and I was switched a couple of times. I went for PR, and then I went into general business, and then I went into marketing, and then I had marketing with a music minor, and then I realized that I was learning everything I needed to learn, outside of the classroom for music, and I was gonna have to do another like 2 semesters in order to get that. I said, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna get out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I just stuck to my marketing major and got up out of there. So I have a marketing major, marketing degree.
Good. So that helps you with what you're doing now. Self-marketing.
Yeah, definitely. In some ways, it's super broad though, man. It definitely didn't help the way I thought it was going to help in the job market. It is too broad, man. If I were to go back and do it, I would have definitely not done marketing. Definitely not. Not that I don't love it, but it's just way too broad. I would have specialized.
Right. So you can narrow down to something.
I probably wouldn't be in the music.
But look at you now, man. You still making it. You making it do what it do.
Yes, sir. Of course. You know what I'm saying? The marketing degree kicked in.
And what made you leave Texas to go to Atlanta?
I had always my dad had moved to Atlanta, and I never really been around my dad or my dad's side of the family. So I was intrigued by the thought of like kind of coming and being around them, being closer to them. And when he moved out here, he moved to a suburb outside of Atlanta. But when he moved out here, I did Apache. I did Apache one time while I was out here just visiting, and man, I enjoyed it. Same thing. It was like, man, they kind of like me. All right, hold on, wait a minute. It might be some opportunity out here in Atlanta. And then I came out and visited again, and I did another nightclub, and was like, man, okay, this is a spot for urban music. And it's a lot of more moving around out here. It's kind of like the Black Hollywood. Let me see what Atlanta talking about, because I'm in entertainment. I don't want to stay in Houston in the way that I was staying. Not that I love Houston. Don't get it twisted. Houston is my home. Bury me a G and a H for sure. Yeah. But I just wanted to come to Atlanta and try it out. And so, that's what moved me out here. I just got up and was like, yeah, let me see what the music is talking about.
Well, I see you ran into some of my peoples on one of these songs. You got Mr. Rahbi on here.
Oh, yeah. That's the homie. Yeah, man. That's one of my good friends, man. That's like my big little brother. That's what I call him.
I love Rahbi. I remember I first met him when he was singing with Donnie.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a minute.
That was a minute ago.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Donnie's coming out with something new, y'all. So be on the lookout.
I heard.
Yeah.
I think we all excited for that. I'm excited to see what that turns out to be.
Right, because that for color section was the shit. I get
crazy.
That album is no joke. If y'all had never heard of that, y'all living underneath a rock, and y'all need to go find that. It's called Donnie, the color section. Please check that out from beginning to end. It's no joke.
No, it is. It really is. It's a fantastic project. I've heard the majority of it. I haven't finished the entire thing, but I've heard the majority of it, and what I've heard has been spectacular. So I can vouch.
So Will has Rahbi on this song here, and it's called "Don't Want to Leave You" in Kela.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. I produced this one, actually. This was something that I produced and wrote with Rahbi.
Okay. So how did you know you can produce, and what made you start writing? Well, matter of fact, we're going to ask that question after we play a song. Let's play the song first.
All right, play the song.
All right, here we go.
Boy, don't you leave me alone. Boy, don't you leave me alone. Don't wanna leave you. It's the middle of the day, and you know that I can't stop thinking about you. Yeah. And I know
Oh yeah, I gotta say this. If y'all don't know anything about Rahbi, y'all better find out. Matter of fact, Rahbi was one of my guests here on the Bass Entertainment Podcast. So you want to hear that conversation, please go to www.bassentertainment.com and scroll down and find Rahbi and listen to that conversation. Rahbi is always a good time, baby. So if you if you want to hear it and you want a good conversation, please check out my conversation with Rahbi, and it was something else. Matter of fact, you just reminded me of something else. Rahbi and I remember, oh my God, when I used to do my shows in New York, Rahbi did a show for me, Rahbi and Kimberly Nicole. And y'all might know Kimberly Nicole from The Voice, and she has been on tour with Heart. She's just our bad sister. And that show was off the hook. I mean, they was actually swinging from the chandeliers, I'm telling you. So anyway, how did you and Rahbi hook up?
Rahbi.
What you say?
I said, I don't put it past Rahbi.
Okay. He was walking on the tables, everything, baby.
Right. Right.
That shit was off the hook.
We'll be out there with a Prince chap, you know what I'm saying, with the leather chaps on, you know what I'm saying, with his nipples out, swinging from a chandelier, swinging from a pole on top of a meerkat. He'll be having all kinds of stuff. It's like, man, what is going on in this show?
But he be singing his ass off too, though.
Right. Oh yeah, for sure.
All of that and singing his ass off.
He's a hell of an entertainer, man. That's my guy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So how did you all meet?
So Rahbi and I, in this music game, especially on the independent side, you do a lot of gigs, with bands and other things and other people like that. We did a corporate band together. We did some a wedding band type of situation, just like on a part-time basis, and that's how we met. They had me as one of the singers. They called him as one of the singers. We was on the road together a couple of times, and just over time, we just became cool, man. That's my guy, man. That's like I said, that's my brother, man. He's a really, really, really solid guy. Taught me a lot about the music game. Taught me a lot about how to be an independent artist and how to develop your brand. I mean, amazing, mentor of sorts in that way. And man, just a great all around dude, man. That's my guy.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So I'm glad you're hooked up.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Marcus Divine, and I'm kicking it with my man, Troy Saunders, on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.
How did you know you can get into that you can produce? And when did you start writing? Did you always know you had some writing skills, or you just like, you know what? Let me try this and see how it works out.
Well, the writing, I always kind of had a pen. Like when I was in school, I never, like in my life, I don't think I've ever, in every English or every writing class that I've ever had, I don't think I've ever gotten anything below an A. Like I've gotten an A in every writing course that I've ever taken in my entire life.
Plus you had your mama on your butt too.
Exactly. That's because we be like, me and my sister, she be like, my sister and I.
Right.
That's something she used to correct us with. But anyway, I just never had a problem with my pen. I had no clue that I could produce. The only thing that I had when I was growing up, I had no formal training. My dad taught us how to count time when we were younger. That's all I really had to go off of. And when I was in Houston during the time, I gotta take you into Houston during that time, right? So during the time when I was growing up, there was Screwed Up Click. You ever heard of Screwed Up Click? You ever heard of Swisher House?
No.
Okay, so you ever heard of Slim Thug, Paul Wall, Chameleon, Mike Jones? You ever heard of any of those people?
I heard of Mike Jones, yeah.
Okay, so Mike Jones was a new guy, when like compared to some of the other guys that I'm talking about. So I'm talking about Swisher House, Lil Kiki, Paul Wall, all these guys. Anyway, these and Big Mo. That's what I'm thinking about. Big Mo specifically because he was a singer. And they always had these rap groups. They had all these rap groups. Houston was real freestyle culture when I was coming up. Like everywhere you went, if you couldn't freestyle, you was gonna get clowned. Like you had to freestyle everywhere you went. And everybody, whenever you would freestyle, there was always a group that would get together and they'd be like, yo, we want to be in a group together. And they'd be like, we need a singer. So guess who was the singer? It would be me. I was the one singer in the whole rap group, right? And so all the records that they would choose, they were choosing them for them, you know what I'm saying, for them to rap to. But they'd be like, yo, sing this. And I'd be like, man, that's in a weird key for me. And, you know, so on and so forth. So I just said, man, I can't do this, man. I got to figure out how to make some of my own records, because if I'm, you know, waiting on these records, like, you know, I ain't always gonna sound my best. I want to sound my best. So let me learn how to, you know, what do I got to do? I got to learn how to play keys. All right, well, let me learn how to play piano. All right, so took my time, started learning how to play piano, started learning more and more about music theory, became a beast with music theory. I understand music theory very, very well. And then, you know, just over time, man, it just started coming out. You know, I always had the ideas. I always had the ability to write. I always had them. Like, and that's not me trying to be, you know, humble as I can say. That was something God gave me. I just always had the ideas. I could hear the music in my head from a little kid.
Wow.
I just couldn't pull it out, you know. And even to this day, sometimes when I have some of my limitations, you know, it's like I got the idea, you know, and you know, I'm blessed to have really good friends who are, you know, amazing musicians. My best friend lives 8 minutes up the road. He plays for Anita Baker. Hey man, pull up and come play this. You know what I'm saying? I got this idea. So, you know, it's always been a little bit like that, you know.
Oh, cool. So you said your father taught you to keep time. Was he a musician?
My father was a musician. You know, he used to play trombone. He actually used to play, and I think he sang a little bit for the Roy Ayers band, if I'm not mistaken. And he used to be involved in a big band and a big orchestra in New York for a little while. You know, not super serious as a musician, but you know what I'm saying, but serious enough to have played some solid gigs and, you know, did a couple of things here and there. You know, yeah, man, he was a musician.
So it was in your DNA?
Yeah, a little bit. You know, he's the only person, you know, out of all my, you know, my uncles and aunts, he's the only one that could sing. Nobody else could sing. So somehow he ended up with the singing bug.
Right.
You know, and he passed it down.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Your sister sings?
My sisters, they did. I don't, you know, they're not as serious as I am, obviously, but you know, but they have the ability to sing. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, they have the ability to sing.
So when y'all feel like it, y'all get in it together. You're like, all right, it's Thanksgiving, or some song come on, and all of a sudden you'll just break into it.
Sometimes, not too often. You know, I started this little tradition where during the holidays, when we're all in the one place, you know, we do a family song. So I'll bring everybody together, and everybody will get on the mic, and we'll just go and do whatever, you know what I mean? And I'll mix it a little bit, and, you know, send it to everybody as a gift on Christmas, you know what I mean? So we listen to it on Christmas Day. So, you know, that's been a fun little tradition that we've kind of started. So that's kind of our, hey, everybody come on and let's sing. That's kind of our situation.
You know, I live in Connecticut now, but when I lived in Brooklyn, when my family was, you know, most of my family was still together, a lot of people passed away now. And when we were younger, we were all be singing. My grandfather get on the piano, and they'll start singing. And then my parents and aunts and uncles would get up there and start doo-wopping and all that other type of stuff. So, you know, I grew up with that type of environment also. Everybody loved to sing. But it died off for a long time. But then you just said about Christmas, and I remember this one Christmas up here in, well, not in Connecticut, but upstate New York. My partner is from upstate New York, and we went to his parents' house, and I'm good friends with Lettucey. So Lettucey came to the house for Christmas. And, you know, at their house, they don't do a whole lot of singing. They don't do a whole lot of anything, right? Right. So we was, I was telling his grandmother, I said, well, Her name is Lettucey, and she's a singer, and she's been on PBS and stuff like that and different shows she's been on. She said she said, really? I said, yes. I played her a little video. She said, oh, you good, girl, you good. She said, can you sing this song for me? So it was, I think it was Etta James or something like that. So Led went and started singing Etta James. Then she got the whole house singing.
Right. I bet. She had us all singing.
Right. And I was like, I didn't even know y'all could sing up in here. Before I knew it, everybody was in there singing. I'm like, y'all better sing up in here.
I love that. How you find something out you ain't know.
Right? To this day, his parents like, that's the best Christmas ever. That was the best Christmas. I said, yeah, she came in and turned the party out.
To your point, you know what I'm saying? To your point, man, I heard you said that a lot of people have passed away since, right? Same here, man. I'm starting to realize that's why I did that. You know what I'm saying? Because every holiday, I don't take those for granted anymore. Like as a younger person, but now, as time goes on, I don't take none of these holidays for granted. We all getting together. I don't care what y'all say. Get your butt over here. We gonna get together and we gonna have a good time together. And that's it. That's period, point blank. Pull up.
Yeah, because life is too short.
Too short.
And the thing about it, we have family now that's all over the place. From Texas to upstate, the Poconos of Pennsylvania to, California. We got people from all over the place. And to get everybody together is so hard. And to top it off, somebody always got some issue. You know what I mean?
Ain't nobody happy.
No. So it's
somebody
difficult.
always got to be the bearer of bad news.
Right? So it's hard to get everybody together like it used to, especially when we all lived in Brooklyn. It was easy. Like you said, my aunt lived down the block. My grandmother lived around the corner. Everybody was right there.
Right.
Right. And we just went from each other's house.
I miss that about New York, man. That's what I missed. I do remember that about New York. I don't have very many memories of New York, but the few that I do have, I remember being able to we were literally like right around the corner from everybody, just be able to pop into, okay, boom, we at Grandma's house. Boom, we at Aunt Margaret's house. Boom, we at Aunt Flavia's house. Boom, you know what I'm saying? We right there. So I remember that being a very that's a very core memory for me.
And on Saturdays, that's when you was hitting everybody. Well, we going to your house, and Mama be over there frying chicken and stuff, and my father be cutting everybody's hair.
Yeah.
We ain't go to no barbershop. We just cut our hair right there in the house.
Yeah, man, that's funny. That's funny. It was Sundays for us. Sundays because my mom's side, we were 7-day Adventists. So our church day was Saturday. You know what I mean? So your Saturday where you popping off, that was Sabbath. We couldn't do nothing.
Right?
We couldn't move. We couldn't listen to the radio. We couldn't watch TV. We couldn't. From sun up to sundown, they was not playing. All we could do was play dominoes. That was it.
Okay.
The only thing we could do. But then Sunday would come around, and that was like everybody would clean, and then we'd like get together for dinner and stuff like that. That was our day.
See, I was just the opposite. Well, as you know.
This is David Sylvester, and you're listening to Troy Saunders on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.
Hey, let's play another song. Let's play 9 to 5.
Oh, yeah, that's my jam.
You know what? That's the song that first opened up my ears. I was like, wait a second, who this guy right here?
Yeah, man, that's a fun one, man. I love that one.
I heard 9 to 5. I said, wait a second, Will, all right, with Exclamation, let's see who this boy is. So this came out 2 years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
It seemed like yesterday.
This one with my good friend and best friend and a longtime collaborator, Davis Chris. We wrote this one together. We produced this one together, along with my homeboy Til. Yeah, man. Shout out to Ethan Ridings that jumped on the guitar. Yeah, man, it was fun. It was just a fun tune. We were excited to get this one out, and I like the movement that it's had since it's gotten out. So it's been fun, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, it's an ear opener for me. So I know y'all are gonna love it. So check this out. This is 9 to 5.
Whatever mood you in, I'm ready to love them all. I'll be your smooth operator. I'm here to answer your call. Oh yeah. I'm trying to do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 times on the weekend. I won't stop till you arrive. Work you like a 9 to 5. Work you, work you. 9 to 5. Work you like a 9 to 5. Usually I'm the type to get cool, but you got me jumping out of my shoes, got me breaking every one of my rules. Oh yeah, staying back and let me lock in that cool. Hold it steady, little lady, don't move. I put in that overtime for you. And let's schedule a meeting in my corner office. We can admire the view, just me and you. Whatever mood you in, I'm ready to love them all. I'll be your smooth operator. I'm here to answer your call. I'm trying to do it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 2 times on the weekend. I won't stop till you arrive. Work you like a 9 to 5.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, let me ask you a question. Now, these songs, your latest singles that you've been putting out, they haven't been on the EP or the album yet. So are you planning on putting these, or are you just doing singles?
Man, I was, yes, I've been just doing singles. I've been doing singles because, I just wanted to just drop some stuff, see how people were reacting to things, see, testing the market a little bit, seeing what's landing on deaf ears and what's really popping for folks. But I am, we've got some irons in the fire now. And I haven't decided whether these are going to go on the EP that I'm currently going to be working on, but I think so. I think we're going to incorporate these onto EP with some newer tunes as well.
All right.
But yeah, man, and maybe they won't.
But you know what?
Depends on how many records we got.
I think by the time you finish, you don't need an EP. It's going to be a whole album, and then you need to come out with a vinyl with all that stuff on it, because that's going to make some money.
Listen, I'm with it. Hey, if it make money, it makes sense to me. I'm with that.
I tell everybody, I'm like, shoot, I know it costs some money, but when you sell them, you're getting money back. You're going to get more than you get from a stream.
Right. For sure.
Okay.
For sure.
One album is 1 million streams, as far as
Right.
Almost.
We're gonna have to see about streaming. We're gonna see where that goes in the next couple of years.
Right. So yeah, I think you should put 9 to 5 on there, Til We Land.
Okay. What else?
Exclusive.
Let's see what else. How you go ahead. I'm gonna let you tell it.
I'm telling it.
Okay. No, I agree with you. I'm right there with you. I think 9 to 5, Til We Land definitely got to go on there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I like I like exclusive. Exclusive is a fun record to me.
That's a bad record too. Well, I'm playing that on my show over here. Matter of fact, y'all better check that out too. The Bass Entertainment Show on Urban Influencer Radio.
Y'all better check it out.
Check it out. Sure. I'm playing Will up there. You never know what's coming up on there. I just don't play, the whoever, is the hot at the moment. I play what I like, which I like.
And we appreciate you, Troy. We appreciate you for playing what you like.
That's right. And and when you listen to people like you, shoot, I like it too. Because, I don't play no bum music.
Right.
And it's a mixture. Everything is a little house, a little jazz, a little R&B, a little hip hop tinge, a little inspiration. Everything is up on there.
I love that.
So I usually start off with a little house, to get everybody's blood circulating.
I got a cousin of mine that asked me to do a house record. He was like, "Man, we're gonna do some house." I was like, huh? He was like, man, you gotta do some house. I said, maybe.
Yeah,
maybe.
you could do it.
I had a Brazilian DJ group reach out to me a couple, probably about a year or two ago. It didn't pan out the way we thought it was gonna pan out, but they sent me a record and we kind of worked on it, threw some ideas around. But it was a house record, so it got me thinking at that point. So maybe you should hear some house influence on the new EP. Maybe.
Yeah, come on, you right there in ATL. Somebody gonna you can hook up with somebody up there. They'll get you a good beat, a good rhythm.
I'm not opposed to it.
I'm not
opposed to it. I'm actually about to host. I'm about to host a writing camp. We're gonna put some ideas together with my band and a couple of writer friends of mine. I'm going for about 2 weeks over here. So yeah, man, we're gonna see if we can get some good stuff. I think we will. I think we'll come away with some really nice stuff.
I'm sure.
Hey there, family. It's Carol Riddick, and you are listening to Troy Saunders on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.
Oh, let me ask you another question now. I know it's hard out there for indie artists, and sometimes we got to have our little side gig. You still have your little side gig, or you jumped in this 100%?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% in, man. I'm 100% in. I actually own my own corporate band. So like I was telling you, when I got on the road with Rahbi, I was a hired gun at that time. I've worked my way up to manager, so to speak.
Okay.
So I am signed to an agency. My band is signed to an agency. I have an event band. So we do weddings, we do fundraisers, we do festivals, we do all those kind of things. So when you want somebody to come out and do something like that, you can call my band. My band is called Will and the Exclamation.
All right.
And we are signed with Sam Hill Entertainment out of Virginia. Yeah, man. But it's really mainly for private gigs. So we do we gig for rich white America, basically. Let me just keep it G with you.
Hey, I got it. That's who gonna pay you. Shoot.
Listen, they're the only ones buying bands like that. You know what I mean? So, they give you 5 figures for a wedding. You'll get your ass out there. I promise.
Okay. Matter of fact, I went to a wedding. Was it last year? Year before last, and it's a client of my partners, and they got buku money. That band, they had like a 16-piece. They had like 4 lead singers. They switched off between lead and background or a horn section. They had everything up in that band. I was like, and they were singing and playing too. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Y'all bad.
That's how we do. We go from 7. We go 7 to 11. So we start with 3. Me, 2 vocalists, and then a 4-piece, and then I can add my on-point horn section, which is 3 horns. Sax, trombone, and trumpet, and then I can add another singer as well. So we go all the way up to 11 pieces. So that's exactly what I do, man.
All right, man. That's what I'm talking about. Go ahead, Will. Do the thing, man.
No, hey man, not just that's where that marketing degree came in handy. You know what I mean? That business degree.
Hey, I ain't mad at you.
Yeah,
use
man,
it. Use
the
it.
best of both worlds, man. I was blessed.
Let them use you.
Yeah, I can do both. I can do both. Businessman. I'm not a businessman. I'm a businessman. You feel me?
Oh, I feel you. We talked about it. Let's play Til We Land.
Come on now.
We're gonna play. Yo, I know you'll know this song. If you don't know it, you're going to find out about it now. And please, until Will puts out an EP or something that you can purchase, go on and stream it, okay? And tell some folks about it. Spread the word. That's how we're going to get this good music out. Everybody say there's no good music out. There's plenty of good music out there. And
plenty of good music.
Oh, please. Like I tell everybody, my head is spinning on Fridays and Tuesdays. When the new music comes out, I'm like, all right, who's this? What's this? What's this? And I don't care who it is, what it is. I'm listening to everything.
Yeah, man. We just need more Troys out there to make sure that people listen to it. But there's definitely good music out there. And this song is my favorite song of mine. So I don't even say that, you know what I mean? But this is my favorite song of mine. So enjoy.
Enough said. Let's play it.
Yes, sir.
A little time away, sometime face to face. Let's go on a trip, you and me. Explore some new locations. All of our overseas flights overdue. First class tickets for two. Baby, let's get away so I can focus on you. Those stamps on your passport is just what you asked for. Plotting a course by the suite with no landlord. Perfect view of the sand. Baby, I can't wait till we land. When we land. Baby, when we land. Baby, I can't wait till we land. Your room's on the bed, just to make you feel fancy. Making love to your Paris to Japan. See, I know what you'd like. See, those stamps on your passport is just what you asked for. Plotting a course, private suite with no landlord. With a perfect view of the sand. Baby, I can't wait till we land. I'll give you everything you want and need. When we land, baby, I can't wait. I can't wait until we get there. Don't be embarrassed if you don't speak the language. I got a talented tongue if you know what I mean. And I can't wait for this vacation just for two. You and I. Baby, I can't
Yeah, you know I had to let it go a little longer.
Yeah, man. Hey, man, that thing's smooth. You gotta let that thing ride.
Okay, you can't cut that off. You got to get to that bridge. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
it's not
Yes,
too many
sir.
songs that got a bridge nowadays. So when you hear it, you just got to let it roll.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And Will throwing that falsetto up in there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking. Well, you know what? That song lets me know you're not in the Hoe Phase no more.
No, sir. No, sir. That was a trip. That was about a trip to Jamaica. Hey, man. Got hopped on that flight. It was like, you know what I'm saying? Let's get up out of here.
Okay.
Yeah, man. I appreciate that.
So as I said, we can hear the progress. You know?
Man, I appreciate that, man. That was a fun one to work on. And really interesting, just quick story. What's so funny about that is the guy that mixed that, a lot of the stuff that I do, I mix or I'll mix with some of my friends, you know what I'm saying? I got a lot of engineer friends. But I was actually I went to the Grammys a couple years ago. And I was outside and there was another guy out there, and we just got to talking, and come to find out he was the mixing engineer. His name is Mark. Shout out to Mark Whitmore. He was the mixing engineer on the Record of the Year with John Baptiste when he did Freedom.
Yeah.
And that's how, and so he ended up mixing this record for me because of a conversation we had outside, just chopping it up. I was like, hey man, we gotta do some work. He was like, yeah man, send me some stuff. And I did this, and I was like, hey man, I need this to feel amazing. He was like, oh yeah, I got you. So shout out to Mark, man. I appreciate you, Mark.
That's what I'm talking about. See, that's what it is. I love when people come together and make something out of it, and that's what I like about the indie scene also, for the most part, that people come together. I mean, when I first started promoting indie music in early 2000s, like 2007, 8, we had a huge indie soul scene in the city, in New York City. And we all just knew each other, and it was like a one big family. We would go to each other's gigs, and it was just, I loved it. But then everybody started moving off. Somebody moved to California. Somebody moved to DC. Somebody moved to Atlanta. And so the scene kind of broke up a little bit. And then I moved to Connecticut, you know?
Right.
So I was still close. Yeah, you know? So, but that's what made me start this podcast also, because I was like, wait a second. I know all those people. It was during the pandemic. I said, they ain't doing nothing. Let me call them up and see if they want to talk and come on here. And
right.
So, hey, and here we are 4 years later. Last week was the 4th anniversary year I've been doing this podcast. So thank you all for following me and supporting me for 4 years doing this.
And that's awesome, man. Shout out to you, man. We're going to give you a hand clap.
Oh, wait, let me help you out here.
Yeah, man. We're going to give you a hand clap right now, man. Shout out to Troy, man. Yeah, man. That's beautiful, bro. I love that.
Yeah. So thank you all, okay?
Hey, everybody, this is Rebecca Jade, and you're listening to Troy Saunders on the one and only Bass Entertainment Podcast.
Will, what's on your bucket list? What's on your bucket? What if you say, you know what, I got to do this before I get up? I ask everybody this question before I get up. Before you get up off this earth, what do you want to do? What do you want to leave? What is the one thing that you want to do? Leave and do. But in your memory, that's like two questions in one.
Part of me that feels like Michael Jackson. That feels like Mike Tyson when he was talking to that little girl. That's like, you know, what is legacy? You know, it doesn't mean anything. It's a word. It's just made up. You know? Part of me feels like that. You know, the other part of me, you know, I want a legacy project, man. You know, I want a legacy piece of work. You know, as an artist. You know, as a recording artist, as a creative, as an actor, you know, acting as an art, you know, every artist wants to have, you know, that paramount project, you know what I mean? And, you know, I want that one, you know, I want the project that gets the multiple Grammys, you know, that year. I want the movie. You know, I want the best-selling book. You know, I want, because it's not just music for me. Music is the foundation. Music is the start. Music is the music is the reason for everything. For me, that's the start of everything. But you know, I my reach and what the light that I want to magnify is so much greater than just music. So that's my goal. Before I end up out of here, whatever that may be, to leave poured all the way out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So let me ask you another question, because you said acting. I didn't even know you was acting, brother.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, I haven't been on it too much lately. You know what I'm saying? I've been focusing on the music, but I've got a couple of acting credits under my belt. You know, and, you know, some stuff for extras and a couple of very, very few speaking parts. But you know, been developing that muscle over the course of the years, and actually about to go take some new headshots so I can start jumping out there and auditioning a little bit more.
All right.
So yeah, trying to use all that to springboard the project, and you know.
All right, keep your irons in the fire.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
So let me ask you. So do you prefer stage or screen, or you want to try both? Are you doing both, or?
Man, I want to do both, man. I love the stage. I don't feel like I should have to choose, man. I feel like, not that you're making me choose, but man, so much of my life, people are like, well, you got to pick one. And why? I just shut up. Like, yeah. You know, it's like, why, man? I don't have to limit myself if I don't want to, you know. And I understand why people say, hey, you got to pick one, because they want you to feel like you're, you know, they want you to feel like they're more focused on one. But I think people also just project what, you know, what they're afraid of. And, you know, it doesn't bother me. I'm not afraid of, and I can do both things, you know, just as just as well. You know, I don't want to say just as well, but you know, we developed the skill. I can develop 2 skills at once, is what I'm saying. So I don't necessarily have a favorite. I love being on stage, but I love being on stage, period, whether that's theater or whether that's singing. You know, I enjoy being on stage and impacting people's moments and making their day. You know, entertaining folks for the day and making them leave with an experience, a core memory. That's what I enjoy.
Yeah.
And so whether that's on screen or whether that's on stage, so be it. That's the light that I'm trying to magnify.
Which I was speaking, who was I speaking? Oh, Raquel Rodriguez. And I was asking her, I said, well, you know, being on stage, performing, you know, your songs is kind of like, I mean, it's not acting, but it's still a performance. And I still feel like it's not that far away from acting in a play or acting on screen. And what she said to me was, her opinion was like, but I'm being me, like I said, but if I had to try to act like somebody else, she said that would be harder for me. I said, okay, I get that. Yeah.
That's interesting. My perspective of it is a little different. Yeah, it is acting to a certain extent. Yes, it's me. It's just an inflated version of me. It's just a portion. It's a different, it's the stage version of me. You know what I'm saying? Right. The stage version of me and the inside version of me is 2 different people. Mm-hmm. It's very different, you know, and people that know that. They know, like, they'll talk to me, but man, you kind of quiet and reserved. And no, I just don't feel the need to talk if it ain't nothing to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And then sometimes
but if you catch me on the stage, you would think the exact opposite. You be like, man, this guy's the life of the party. Like, yeah, this is the stage me.
Right.
So, I don't think, but I think, sorry, I don't mean to cut your thought, but I think that's what all of this is. I think that's what creating is. I think that's what art and creating these you know, you have to create a personality or a character that people can relate to or people can feel drawn to on stage. That's the purpose of it. That's why it's entertainment. So it can be you, but it can be inflated parts of you. It could be exactly you. It's up to you and how you choose to display your art. You know,
I mean, it's with anything that you're doing where people see you in the public. I mean, even this podcast, you know, when I get off of this thing, I might go back, you know, sit down on my couch, like, all right, and don't say nothing to nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But when I get on this thing, I'll be like, hey, what's up? You know, I gotta put it on.
Exactly.
You know?
So it's like, is it acting? Kinda. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, that's not exactly how you feel right now in this moment, but you know what I'm saying? You know you got to turn it on, so turn it on.
Right.
And then maybe you'll get yourself to feeling that way. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But, you know, yeah, man. It's exactly that, man. It's a muscle that you turn on and you turn off.
You know? So I feel you. I definitely get you.
Hey, this is Kenny Allen, and you listen to Troy Saunders on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.
Let's talk about this latest single.
Okay.
Exclusive. All right, how that come to be? How does Masterpiece come to be?
Oh man, this was a fun one, man. Shout out to Alex and Cam Herring. You know, I got with Alex. Alex is somebody that I've known around the city for a while. Run into him many, many times. We got a lot of mutual friends. We just chopped it up one time. I was like, man, we got to do some work. And we finally just decided to get together and do some work. I pulled up on his studio. His boy Cam is a young cat that he's got working with him as a producer, and he produced. He started whipping up a beat, and as he started, I was like, hey, I like this one. You know, I like this one a lot. And Alex and I, we got to writing. And, the rest is history, man. And, it's funny. We started writing it. And the reason why it's called Exclusive and why we kind of went into that realm is because he says to me, he was like, man, I don't know you too well, but man, one of the things I just feel from from afar is that you just make a brother want to do right. And I was like, word? All right, cool. If that's the case, then yeah. And he was like, man, so I think we should, I got this idea, let's work on a concept, let's work on an idea. And then it came, Exclusive came about, man. And then we wrote it together. It was, it came together really nicely, I might say.
Yeah. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, man, I like it. It's one of my favorite ones. One of my favorite recent records. Out of the ones that I recorded and haven't released. It's a couple more on this hard drive over here, ready to go. But I'm just like, I just want them to feel a little bit better. We're gonna see where they go. So
you know when it's right.
You don't let them all fly. Say it again.
You know when it's right.
Right.
So I'm gonna play this latest single, y'all. It's called Exclusive. And if you haven't heard it before, that means you didn't listen to the Bass Entertainment Show.
Right. Y'all better listen.
Y'all. So here it is. Exclusive.
You're the only star in my sky, still the apple of my eye. Girl, I just can't share. Two-seater to make some room. Sweet smell of your perfume. Take my breath away. And most of us don't believe in exclusivity. But I want you all to myself. Don't want nobody else. Want you just for me, me, me. Let's keep it exclusive. You cut through like an ace of spades. Exclusive. When you walk, it's like your own parade. Exclusive. No time off, not even Labor Day. Exclusive. Exclusive. Usually hearts get broken, but you know real players get chosen. What you searching for? I understand your frustration. Got up cause you're fighting temptation. It's a ticket home. And most of us don't believe in exclusivity. But I want you all to myself. Don't want nobody else. Want you just for me, me, me. Let's keep it exclusive. You cut through like an ace of spades. Exclusive. When you walk, it's like your own parade. Exclusive. No time off, not even Labor Day. Exclusive. Exclusive. I said all I'm going to say. What's mine? I'm tired of playing games. I'm going to say. What's mine? I'm tired of playing. Let's keep it exclusive.
Yeah, when you walk, it's like your own parade. That's what I'm talking about.
Indeed.
Yeah, man. Like I said, the growth is like insane. The sound. Oh, wait a second. Is that still playing? Okay. I'm sorry about it. The sound of that is just so rich and clear. And the production sounds so good on that.
Man, thank you so much, man. Like I said, shout out to Cam. Shout out to T. Lee. Man, we came together and made something, really good, man. I really enjoy that one, man. Like I said, that's one of my favorites of mine. Like I said, I don't say that often, but that's one of my favorites of mine.
I agree with you. Between that and Til We Land, and of course 9 to 5. I mean, those three right there. It's like,
Man, I appreciate it. We got more. We got more coming, man. There's some more coming for sure.
All right. So
I can't wait to polish up some of these records and get them out there, man.
Well, shoot, I know the summer's coming. You got a summer jam lined up, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. We got a whole bunch of stuff in the chamber, man. We about to let go.
So if somebody wanted to catch you live, where you going to be?
You know, right now I am working on a new show. So we just finished a original show that I did called Garvey House up here at the Hard Rock in Atlanta, and we are working on a second show. So I don't have the date for that right this second, but it's coming up very very soon. And then we also got picked up to perform at the Taste of Soul Festival in Atlanta. That is going to be Labor Day weekend, so you guys can check me out with my band. We're going to be doing my originals, of course. With the Exclamation. Taste of Soul Atlanta. Like I said, this year, 2025, in Labor Day weekend. So we will be there. So yeah, man. And then if you want to just stay tuned with me at Yo That's Will, and then I tell you what, I got a email list, and I can make sure that you're on that thing, and you will never miss a single performance that we do. I promise you. If you get signed up on that, and you can do that by following me on Instagram.
All right, y'all heard it. Going over to Instagram and follow Yo That's Will.
Yes, sir.
Okay, YOTHATS Will. WILL. No, yeah, WILL. You don't have the exclamation on there. It's WILL.
Yes, sir. That's it. They won't let me put the exclamation on there on Instagram.
Why not?
It's the characters. You know what I'm saying? It's not a letter. They look at it like it's not a letter.
Oh, all right.
I mean, but
well, y'all know where to go. Yo, that's Will. Okay, going over to Instagram and follow him. I'm on there. That's how we got this arrangement. I hit him up and say, "Yo, Will, what you doing? Why don't you coming over
to the show?
Yeah, come on the show."
That's what I'm doing. Coming on the show.
So yeah, everybody, please follow Will. Check me out at bassentertainment.com. Matter of fact, check me out on Instagram also. I'm trying to remember what is in the Bass Entertainment, or is it my name? I think it's my name. Troy T. Saunders. But if you type in Troy T. Saunders, SAUNDERS, you'll see the Bass logo, so you know it's me. And even if you put in Bass, it comes up either way. So because I have that down as secondary. So yeah, no matter how you type it in, Bass Entertainment or Troy T. Saunders, you'll find me, you know. So please continue to follow. Please continue to tell people about, you know, these platforms and all the good music that's out there. And please, not only that, let's continue to uplift each other. Let's continue to give each other love, because there's so many things out there trying to bring us down. You know, we need a place to bring us up. So it should be our family, our friends, and Bass Entertainment.
Indeed. Let's go. Let's get it. Thank you one more time, Troy. I really appreciate your time, man. Thank you for having me on your show. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk to the people and give them an opportunity to listen to the music, man. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Like I said, I've been loving it. So anything I love, I'm telling the people about it. I'm getting the word out.
Yes, sir, man. Know? I appreciate it. Please love on my music and get the word out. So
yes, please get the word out, because it's so deserving. It's so deserving. You know, and don't forget also, we got some more shows coming up. You know, we did Stout last week. This week is Will with Exclamation. Next week is what's his name? Oh, James PJ Spraggins. We have oh my God. Oh, Noel Gordine is coming back. Noel, yeah, that's my man. He's coming back again before the month is out. So yeah, please, you know, we got shows lined up for you, and it's all good stuff. Noel got some good music coming out, y'all. Man, everybody got good music. If I had people on there, you know it's some good music. So just tune in, shoot.
Yes, sir.
So until next week, y'all, peace and love, all right?
Peace.
Hey,
Thank
y'all.
y'all.
This is David P. Stevens.
Hello, this is Christian De Masonis, aka Big New York.
Hey, it's Miss Grinny.
Hey, this is David Sosa, the Latin Prince of Soul.
Hey, everybody, this is Kevin Owens.
Troy. Gordon Chambers in the building.
Hey, this is Letty C. Hey, it's Helen Bruner.
And Terry Jones.
Hey, this is your girl, Lady Alma.
Hey, this is soul jazz recording artist Frank McComb.
Hello, everybody. This is Ricky Jones.
Hey, this is Sticks Bones, that groovy drummer.
Hey, this is Toy Taha.
Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Mark the Divine.
Hi, this is Mason. You're listening to my friend Troy on the Bass Entertainment Podcast.